We have tackled so many projects over the years, all while working towards the goal of building our own self-sustaining homestead. This project feels like such a weight and burden has been taken off of my shoulders. Are you ready for the grand tour?
But before we jump ahead of ourselves, I'm Tyler, this is Todd, and for the last few years we've been building an off-grid home in the middle of the woods, providing our own food, water, and even our own electricity. You didn't think we were roughing it, did you?
I feel cheap.
We've learned that living off-grid doesn't have to be the stereotypical cabin in the woods without running water. It can be whatever we want it to be. Grab a snack and come along.
I wanna run away with you. I don't really care where to. Just wanna be alone with you.
Good morning. So I gotta keep it real with you guys. The last few days have not been good around here. It has been very stressful working on this huge secret project. More on that soon. But late last night, we thought, let's be proactive. Let's go to the workshop. Let's get all of our tools laid out. So when we start at 7 a.m. today, it's gonna be easy.
Like, I can't ever find anything when we fucking need it.
Everything is everywhere. All of our tools, all of our building supplies, everything. You may remember when we put that workshop in almost 2 years ago. Can you believe that? Time just flies. When we got the workshop in, we got right to work on putting in that window. We did the electrical, we did the spray foam, we put down flooring, we put that beautiful glass garage door in, and that's when it ended. The reason we stopped doing that project is we had nowhere to store our tools. We had nowhere to put all of the building supplies that we need to order in advance. We're spending hours to find something as simple as a measuring tape, and enough's enough. He is very type A and I am very type B, and sometimes that causes conflict. I don't mind mess. He just thrives in organization, and I think we're gonna do that for him today. So I've got a plan, and I'm gonna take you along and we're gonna figure out a way to make Todd happy. Let's go.
As we can see, it's you and me. We've always been circling.
What a beautiful drive. So the plan is there's an auction here later today, and I'm hopefully gonna try and find a shipping container and convert it into a garage. So I think that's gonna be the perfect setup. We're gonna be able to get all of the like Christmas decorations, Halloween, all the things that doesn't matter what temperature they're in. Let's go out in the lot and take a look, see what we can find. These auctions are so cool. You never know what you're gonna see or find. Look at all the random equipment. I love auctions, it's so exciting. Look at all the shipping containers over there too.
It's you and me. We've always been circling.
Okay, so shipping containers are cool in general. This one is the coolest shipping container I've ever seen. It has 4 huge bays all down the side, which means you don't just have to access it from the ends like a traditional shipping container. I think it's pretty neat. Look at that. How well would that look on the land? Okay, I'm gonna go back to the truck and figure out which lots are closing when and decide which I'm gonna put a bid on. Ooh, auctions always make me nervous. All right, so here's the scoop. There is no live auction anymore. It's just all done through the phone. I was kind of looking forward to like the bidder 1, bidder 2, going twice, going 3 times. Clearly I can't do an auctioneer voice, but it's all done on my phone through an app, which is kind of cool. So I've narrowed it down to 3 options. So option 1 is the blue container. It's only 20 feet long, so that has its pros. It can just be lifted into place. Like, we're not gonna have to do any site prep or anything. So that's option 1. Option 2 is the 40-foot long container that has the writing on the side. That one's kind of sweet because where it doesn't have the doors, we could have shelving on both sides. And then option 3 is the one that has the 4 doors all along the side. I only have 5 minutes until the bidding starts closing. The thing is, they all close a minute apart. So like, I need to know which one to bid on. And I've been thinking about it for like 30 minutes. I still don't know. Leave a comment down below. Which one would you choose? Hopefully I get this right. let me know what you would pick. Okay, I'm gonna place a bid. Done. Catch you back at the land. I spent the entire drive home coming up with the perfect plan for this container. I am so excited. I have to keep my voice down. I'm getting a little close to the dome and Todd doesn't know yet. But also, I had to come back down to reality. I had this vision in my head of it being sort of like a grand reveal. But this is an extreme makeover home edition. We do not have a camera crew and a bunch of helpers here. It's a two-man crew. And I need my man, so plus it's just gonna be way more fun. Hey.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, hey.
How's the shops? Oh.
They were really good. Oh.
They've been fighting over attention because I've been laying here and only one can get in the snow spot.
How are you feeling?
Good, how are you? How was shopping? Why are you filming? What? Oh,
What did you say?
I said, why are you filming? Ow, that's my foot, Charles.
You jacked up?
Oh, I'm a little excited, guys.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be filming today. You feeling better?
Yeah, feeling good.
Guess what?
What?
I wasn't really grocery shopping.
Oh, really? So we still have no food.
Guess what we're getting?
What?
A garage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a couple questions about this. 1, how? 2, when? 3, what?
First answer, we're gonna move the RV first. Let's go.
Let's go, boys. If you're new here, this is Connie the Cougar, the 5th wheel we used to live in full time. We renovated her from a pretty bland setup into this beautiful home to explore North America in, but with how busy life has been lately, we haven't had a lot of time to travel. We're not quite ready to part with her just yet, so for the time being, we're going to park her at my parents' house. Some of you might recognize this spot as where we first set up shop when we came back from the road trip.
How long do we have to wait?
For what?
For the wine to be ready.
10 days.
10 days, that's it?
It's wild how time flies, but anyway, back on track. Once we had an open space, I removed a few trees that were in the way. These were also casting shadow on the solar panel, so really it's a win-win. Mel came over to help get the remaining brush out of the way and to be an extra set of hands for the next step.
I think if we flip this around that side and then roll it that way, it's easier. And then like roll it.
Take a breath and let the light out. And let it take your heart away. You gotta open up your eyes.
So good.
Guys,
All right, so we just finished laying all the geotextile fabric. It looks really good. So now what we're gonna do is get a couple of loads of rock dropped on top of here. The reason that we always use this fabric is because it prevents the rock from seeping into the ground. We have a really kind of like clay-based soil here, so it's like we lose the rock so easy to it. It just like absorbs into the ground. It's a pretty miserable day, but
yeah,
you hide now?
I know the rain, but this is our guilty. This is why we need the storage building. Well, it's like all the delays with the
crazy.
project. All the material is here, but there's nowhere, like
Yeah.
we're not ready for it. And like, we have to get our appliances in. We've been kicking that down the road since April.
Big time. So anyway, we're getting there.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're just gonna wait for the roll.
I just thought about it, we'll have, when all the building materials out of the shipping container, we'll have tons of space for Christmas trees.
Not sure if you can hear the clink clink. That sounds like happiness in the summer. Iced coffee, that is. So, I don't know if you can hear the beeping either. The dump truck is just coming down the driveway now, which is awesome. I think Todd's just filling up Mel with some diesel. See that? Very exciting. All right, let's get this area nice and level. But first, I'm gonna get some fuel and nutrients for today, and that's thanks to AG1, who's the sponsor of today's video. Now, I'm not just saying this because it's an ad. Ty and I truly love this product and the energy it's given us over the past few years as we've taken on so many projects here. AG1 is jam-packed with 75 vitamins and minerals and provides you with
full ingredient transparency. That means you're able to research each individual benefit for your health. Say goodbye to all those other supplements clogging up your fridge and cupboards and say hello to this tasty drink that's going to keep you energized all day long. If you've ever tried other nutritional drinks, I'm sure you're probably still traumatized from the bitter, chalky, and even grassy taste that some of them have, but that is not AG1. It's subtly sweet, but incredibly refreshing. By using the link in our description box down below, you're going to get 10 free travel packs as well as a 1-year supply of the vitamin D drops. That's an extra 5 travel packs by simply going down and clicking on that link. But for now, we're gonna go up and get ready for this first load of rock to get dropped off.
We were expecting to need 5 to 6 loads, but we were shocked with how large these rocks were. We knew once we started spreading that it would go really far, so we only needed 3 loads of rock to get this entire area leveled up. The next day, we got to work on leveling out where the container is going to sit. While the base is fairly level, we wanted to make sure that the container sits on a perfectly level base so things aren't going to be rolling off all the storage shelves we're going to put in. All we did was put down a crusher dust base, some 24 by 24 patio stones in each corner, so that when the container sits on it, plus the 4 along the sides, providing extra stability. With a leveled pad built, it was finally time for the container to be dropped off into place. And of course, I had to go with the one that was a 4-door. It's gonna make accessing things so easy. Getting this down the driveway, on the other hand.
Okay, so apparently there's a mound of soil in the driveway that's in the way of the truck getting around. So Tyler has jumped into the excavator to kind of like push it out of the way so we can get this container all the way back there. Oh, always something. You think you're prepared, but always something last minute that pops up. So anyway, we're gonna make the best of it, get this done, and get the container in place. With the soil out of the way, the driver was able to back down the driveway and lift the container into place. Well, we thought so. This truck didn't have a boom arm on the back like the previous containers we've had dropped off, which meant he had to drive over the stones, tilt it, and slide it off, and unfortunately, it crushed the stones that we worked so hard to level.
It's not terribly unlevel, though. It doesn't look like it anyway.
No, it's set on there pretty good.
Yeah.
Doors all work.
I picked up this garage flooring in order to not only protect the flooring of the container against future spills and snow in the winter, but it's also going to elevate the space and make it feel less like a container and more like a garage. It was super easy to work with and fit the space perfectly. The next morning, I got to work on ensuring our new garage will have adequate airflow. This will prevent things from molding in the future. I picked up these vents specifically made for shipping containers. The instructions were simple enough. I just lined it up, marked where the hole was going to go, double-checked my measurements, and loaded up with a diamond blade before I got to work on cutting out the hole. The sparks kept burning my skin, so after a quick outfit change, I was able to get the vent installed. A bead of caulking to ensure no water gets in, and we were good to start tackling the interior.
Then it was finally time to start the fun part, putting the first shelf together. Rather than building out of wood, we wanted to go with something strong and durable that will last forever. The shelves we chose, each section can hold 3,000 pounds, which is going to make for some epic storage. With one down and really liking the look of it, it was time to get into a rhythm. It ended up taking us the full day to put together, but wow, talk about some storage space. Isn't it so nice?
What do you think?
We got tons of storage for all your bones and your toys, right? There's a sale on tennis balls. We're stocking up. I think it's awesome though. Like, I love it. There's so much storage. This is like our long-term storage area.
So we doubled this up
Yeah.
so that it can be part of the main area, or this secondary bay, I think normally will probably just access through these double doors.
So this is kind of like the garage bay. So when we get the gravel in, it's going to be a straight line with the tractor in, so we can drop stuff off on pallets and just have it here. But then also if we're doing work on the tractor or on Ruby, we're going to store all those kind of parts here. So it's more of like a workspace versus the long-term storage over there. I'm just so happy. Like, my brain is firing with all the different things I want to do to organize that mess that we have called life for the last year. So
The next few days were honestly the most difficult part of this project. Going through our entire life and deciding on where each item's forever home was going to be was a little overwhelming. We kept having to remind ourselves that this is something to be excited about. We're leaving behind the temporary that has felt permanent for so long. While I know that these are just things after all, there's something to be said about unpacking all of these boxes and finally making this place feel like home. It's 700 pounds hard. I got these. Stop! 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 Good? Well, it's... You ran the forks into the wall.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Now.
She's in.
She's not moving.
No.
With the tool cabinet finally in the workshop, and for the most part everything organized inside the shipping container, it was now time to go through each tool, ensuring that they're properly labeled and have their to-go bag with everything that they need inside. That way, when we're working on a project, we take out only the tool we need, and at the end of the day, it goes back to its home. I know, groundbreaking. Then we went through literally every nut and bolt, every roll of tape, you name it, and found a forever home for each item. I can't tell you how much time this is going to save us per week. There will be a lot of getting used to, but I'm so excited to finally be organized.
We have tackled so many projects over the years, all while working towards the goal of building our own self-sustaining homestead. This project feels like such a weight and burden has been taken off of my shoulders. Are you ready for the grand tour? It's so weird not stepping over stuff. Wow. What do you think?
It's unbelievable.
Looks a little different. Welcome to the workshop. So over here, as you come in, there's an organizer with just a bunch of random things. So different screws from odd jobs, some bolts, all the stuff that doesn't really have a place. It has a place now. Then this is my absolute favorite thing, is this workbench. We installed these lights that we got at Costco, which are really cool. They're motion activated, so if you're working, you can just swipe your hand and turn them on or off.
Super convenient.
Yeah, still need to learn where the sensor is clearly, but it's really cool. So we moved everything that was in bins and just randomly over in the other shed, and it all fits in the drawers. We still have a couple that are extra, like empty, which I didn't think would happen, so that's pretty cool. Coming back here, this is the table from the first RV, and it's just been in storage and we didn't know what to do with it. So now it's an extra workspace out here. So if Tyler wants to come out and do some editing while I'm working, or my ultimate goal is to turn this into like a Lego corner where it's kind of shelves up there. This is gonna be Legoland up here and then a shelf here.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
I think so too. That's why this is here, so I can have all my different pieces. But we need to build a house before I start building like a Legoland.
One thing at a time.
Yeah. Over here, we've got a few more building products behind the wine collection. So this is all of my home brew, and I save a box of every batch so that it ages and then we can drink it in a couple years and see the difference.
It actually, shockingly, does make a difference. Like, I didn't think that homebrew, if you let it age, would like get more flavor. It is so much better.
So much better. Yeah. Plus I have a really cool project I want to do in the house when it's done. So that's why I need a lot of wine bottles. And then coming back down this side, we've got all the storage. We actually were able to get rid of 2 sections of shelving because we just don't need it anymore, which really opens the space up. So we've got all of our food on the first one and cleaning product at the bottom. This is a mismatch, so there's office supplies, camera supplies, and then some building materials. And then these are all of our power tools. And eventually I'm gonna have like the miter saw and the table saw here, but they're in the house right now.
Basically everything in here is something that we wouldn't want to freeze. This building is going to be heated and cooled, so like batteries, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it all stays over here. And then anything that doesn't need to be temperature controlled is over. Oh, that hurt. Is over in the container, which I absolutely love this building and how it turned out.
Good thing we went with tall ceilings, hey?
Oh yeah, tall ceilings are hard hats apparently. But what's really cool is we spaced this 12 feet from the workshop, so we can get through this with the snowblower in the winter, but also we can drive Ruby right down to whichever bay we need to. So at Christmas time, we can drive her right to here and load up with all this stuff and go spread holiday cheer across the land. And then we've got
all to hear.
actually for you and I. And then we got like Thanksgiving and Halloween, and then this is still more long-term storage, so our keepsakes and then all the stuff for like hosting and pickling and stuff. And then this part will eventually mostly be emptied. So this is a lot of clothing and decorations and stuff that will go into the house once we move into it. And then this is all the building material that we have left to work through right now.
Plus winemaking essentials.
Stuff. Yeah. Exactly. And then we did leave a little crawl space through here into the garage area is what we're calling it.
Squeeze space.
I love it. It's so cool. The fact that it opens this way all around, and then you can like come in with the tractor this way, or you can come in this way. It's just perfect.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really awesome. Also, we got the fine loose gravel in, which I think has made a big difference.
Yeah, so this whole area back here, we've been able to start bringing stuff in. So we've got like the tractor bucket there, and we're gonna put the snow blower and just things that are out of sight, out of mind, but safely stored. And then we've got the brick for some upcoming projects on the house and all that material sitting there.
Just a bunch of stuff. It's been obviously an incredible amount of work to do this all in the last few weeks, but we're really, really happy with how it's turned out. So I think we're finally in a position where we can start the next project.
Although I was thinking, if they have another container like this, it would make a really good cottage somewhere with all these windows.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Cut the doors off, glass in it, sliding doors, boom, cottage, lakefront.
See you Sunday.